Hey guys, DoorDashGuy here. Um, I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. Just got done delivering. It's been kind of a long day for me. Um, I actually worked about 8 hours, especially because they had a $2 increase on all the deliveries for between I think it was like three to 5, 3 to 8 o'clock or something like that today. And had an incident happen on one of the deliveries. And unfortunately, it's something that is happening more often than not. So I want you guys, you Dashers, to be aware of the situation. So that way you guys will be prepared when you guys get to restaurants. So I went to a restaurant called Claim Jumpers in Linwood. And of course, it's New Year's Eve. It was really busy. I get it. Um, it's important that we get to our restaurants in time, by the pickup time that it shows. If not, then that means we're late, and being late, doesn't get you good ratings by customers. So it's very, very, very important to make sure that you're there by those times. So I arrived 5 minutes early, and but when I walked in the door, there was quite a few people there, and I seen that they were busy. Um, but when I walked through the door, I asked for my order, and it didn't really go down very well. They didn't actually even put the order in yet. Instead, they had a stack of papers of all the call-ins that they hadn't even touched or even started to send back to the kitchen. So that being said, um, I was like, okay, no problem. How long is it going to be so I can call my customer and make them aware? And they told me that it was, about 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, no problem. That sucks, but I'll just call the customer and let them know. And so I did that. I called them and let them know that they're a little behind. It's busy. It's New Year's Eve, which they understood, and everything was fine. No big deal. I was okay at that point. Also, it wasn't, it happens. Um, what did bother me was the fact that there was a stack of them, and not only the stack of them, but there was three other dashers inside of claim jumpers waiting for their food. Um, Three. So, which shows me, that they're running behind, and which shows me that they are either lacking the. Let me try to find the right word. It showed me that what they were really about. So basically, people at home that want food, takeout orders, aren't as important as people are that are in the restaurants that they're serving in person. So, which that started to get at me a little bit. And then I started thinking about it a little more and more, and I noticed that that's a common thing with these restaurants these days. It's almost like they got to make sure they treat the people that are in house better than the ones that are better than at home ordering because they're not face to face with them. So whether they are that accurate with their food, that they or when they prep the food or when they make the food, they don't really read the tickets accurately. So then you find mistakes, and then of course you get the bad rating for it. So that's why they say it's very, very important to make sure you pay attention to what is put in, what how the food's prepped, because there's lots of notes and they ignore the notes or they don't see the notes. Um, so it's something that I definitely do, and I think that you should as well. Encourage it. Um, anyways, I walked back in the store, walked back in about 15, 16 minutes after they said that it was going to be done. So what do you think I'm told by the person? This is just the person that's handling the takeouts. And he was a very nice guy, and he was kind of hard to get mad at because he's such a nice person. Um, and so I go back in, and he says, "Oh, your order's not ready. Let me go check on it." So he goes back and check on it. Comes back. He walks back and forth like 5 or 6 times with the paper in his hand, and I'm like, "Okay, well, drop the paper, pick up my food, bring it to me." No, that wasn't the situation. The situation is he apparently the food still hadn't been touched or it even started being made. Um, so along with the other three dashers that were in there, still waiting for their food, getting frustrated. And myself getting frustrated considering that my food, I still after 16 minutes, and after I just called the customer 15 minutes ago telling him that I was going to be there on the way and almost there by now, um, it was quite annoying. I started to get annoyed, and that's when I kind of lost it a little bit. Um, and not in a bad. I don't feel regret the way that I handled it at all. But immediately I was like, "May I speak to your manager?" Um, I'm going to leave out his name, even though I really would love to give it out, but I'm going to leave it out because it's probably just the right thing to do. I'll keep it anonymous. Um, but he was very, very, very rude to me, actually, as a matter of fact. He said, he told, well, after he got figured out that he was behind with these dash orders and I was bringing it to his attention, he decides to just shut Dash Door down, shut DoorDash down. It just needs to be shut down. Just shut it down. And obviously because he's too busy and he can't keep up with it. I mean, that makes sense. Okay, so either have DoorDash or don't have DoorDash, but don't leave us drivers in this situation that are just trying to help you guys out and bring money in your pockets. Okay, um, we're doing a huge favor considering you're not paying us as drivers at all. Period. You're not paying a dime for us. Okay, we're catering to you. Um, and so I said a few things. I said for one, I said you have drivers here that are waiting for that have been waiting for their food for over 45 minutes now. Okay, and you guys are an hour past your pickup time, and even you see what I'm saying? We're sitting in this restaurant when we could be on other deliveries making money, you know, but we're not. We're here waiting for you, and we're not getting paid for this time with DoorDash. Just sitting here. Um, we're not. We're not. So I give every other driver that was in that room props, um, because they were doing what they should have been doing. I just wish that they would have voiced up like I would have, because but sometimes people aren't as expressive as I am, and they're kind of afraid. And they might not. One of them didn't speak very good English. He was, just, but he was a really nice gentleman. So I don't know. The point is the fact that he didn't give me the time of day. He actually, instead of because I told him, I'm like, look, you need to know that we are all trying to make money, including yourself. And when you just shove us off like that, that doesn't make us feel very well as when we're doing this favor for you. It just doesn't make me feel that good. So I think that you should maybe put these priority, or maybe have some other team come help you, or hire somebody else for this position. But there's a problem here. The fact that you can't keep up, there is a problem um, that needs to be addressed. And so he didn't like the way that I handled that, and then he started getting a little bit loud with me. And I just said, look, I'm not going to get loud with you in the middle of the restaurant. I'm not going to do that because first, the whole lobby's full of people waiting to get seats, you know. But I don't like feeling less important because I'm not in the restaurant, you know. It didn't make me feel very good. But this is something that is happening more oftenly and more commonly because the restaurant businesses are picking up because of our services. And I'm noticing, there's restaurants that are creating these new to-go stands and to-go areas and take-home areas, and it's crazy. Like, it's cool to see. I'm really excited to see that. I'm working for a company that's, I could see it spreading and growing. Um, I just wish that some of these restaurants were more excited about it, because we're bringing a lot of revenue in for them. Um, so I'm exhausted. It's been a long day, especially after this. So let me back up a little bit before I let you guys go. There was another manager there at the Claim Jumpers, who was a nice as can be. I didn't get her name, but she I asked her because she was dressed up, so I figured she might have been a manager. I'm like, "Are you a manager?" And she goes, "Yeah, yeah, I am also. Yeah, we're both managers." And at this time, he hears me talking to her. Okay, this is the guy that I just got in this argument in his own restaurant with. Okay, um, defending DoorDash and what we do. Um, and so she was really nice. And so I'm like, do you mind if I see that ticket that you guys get faxed to you, or that shows the order time when it's supposed to be ready by, when we're supposed to be here by? And so she starts, oh yeah, no problem, blah 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 blah. She starts looking through the papers. The paper's not there. Okay, nor did I ever see the paper. But their excuses to me is, or not by her, by the other manager is DoorDash doesn't even send us these orders most of the time. I'm like, well, that's out of my hands. I'm sorry if that happens. That's something that could probably be dealt with as long as we can, communicate this with the DoorDash team. We can resolve this issue. But you guys need to speak up from it, because I will be speaking up from it, and that's what I'm doing now. Um, so, anyways, so they couldn't find the paper. The paper was gone, or they just didn't want to show me the paper because I was right about the pickup time and the time that they had to prepare the food. They had plenty of time to do it. They just didn't. They didn't want to give us the time of day. And so at that point, he starts butting into me and the other manager's conversation, and I'm totally like, look. I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other manager. You guys are both managers. He goes, well, I'm above her. I'm like, I don't care if you're above her, below her. It doesn't matter. I'm done talking to you. I'm done. Does that make any sense? Like, you have been rude to me. I don't want to talk to somebody that's being rude to me when I'm doing a favor for you. Do you understand that? I don't think so. He didn't understand that. Instead, he gets on his phone, calls DoorDash, and whatever that he goes, walks away and goes in the other room. He asked for my name, and then he goes in the other room. And whatever he said to the DoorDash person, I just wanted to lay out the truth, and this is really what happened. Um, so I was backing DoorDash and everybody in that room up, and I just think that that's something that we need to maybe get on as far as these restaurants and stuff, and maybe finding a way to build a better team for them to be able to keep up with our orders since they're coming in so frequently and so quick, especially these high volume, busy restaurants. But I didn't say anything that was out of line. That I don't regret anything. What I do regret is the fact that guy handled the situation the way he did. So I left with my food after sitting in that restaurant for about 55 minutes. Got to the customer's house. The customer, I think I can charm a customer up, and so thank God they were patient and they were nice. I kept in contact with them the whole time, which is the number one thing that I want you guys to do as Dashers is keep in contact with your customers, because no matter what, that is going to save you, and that's going to save your rating, and that's going to save you from getting deactivated. All right, guys, I'm going to sign out for the night. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. DoorDash guy here. All right, guys, have fun dashing.